Action. You're watching Return to Pine Hill. Yeah, so that's what it is. So, here's the Cowpoke plan. I'm gonna go see Mom at the White Blossom, and then I'm gonna have lunch at Carl's Jr. on an old stomping ground. Yep, we're gonna bring the catster down the road to Bascom. That's the plan. Pine Hill. Since there's nobody there right now, why not?
Cambrian Plaza. Start date 4:01.2. So here we have Cambrian Plaza. Well, it's actually 2022. This is not one of the main hangouts of the Pine Hillians. It's more the Valley Christian kids. But this is the mall that's next to and across from the other stuff. And there's it's pretty deserted. Yeah, so I'm over here to get out of the street. Yeah, so I'm gonna go turn the.
Well, I'm Clint Cowpoke, done up like a desperado with this hair mask. I'll take it off in a minute, but anyway, we're walking along here, get out of the street. And this is the Cambrian Mall, site of many of the fictional adventures, but not necessarily on location. So the Andover saga and all that. Yeah, so they have a dollar store. That wasn't there. Other stuff. It's the Carl's Jr. in Pine Hill in Valley Christian, which is now the Cambrian Square Mall. Across the street, that was where we hung out. This was not generally where we hung out. There was a Kenny Shoes and a Dunkin' Donuts across the street. That's gone. Yeah, so and I'm just walking along here because I want to soak it all in, you see. Go to the thing.
Yeah. It's like kind of like a spring yard, right? There's a kickboxing studio. That's awesome. Very awesome. Cambrian Plaza. Deli sandwiches and espresso. And a gym. Alright. The gym. Cambrian Plaza. There's the little thing over there.
A little bit on the Cambrian thing here. All right, so Cambrian Plaza thing. Yeah, it's a mall near Pine Hill. It's you know, it's a mall. It's a strip mall. You know what they call a strip mall. It's not an indoor. It's an outdoor mall, done in the style of the 50s, I would say. Yeah, we didn't stop. I didn't stop in there, but in the parking lot. So it is what it is. So yeah. And okay, here I am, and we have who would have known that Cowcat Browne would come back as a famous author of 30-some books and YouTube videos, YouTuber, come back here after all these years. Last time I was here was 2014, and yeah, we weren't big yet. Yeah, we weren't big. It took a while. It took 8 years to get big. But let's go over to Carl's Jr. So yeah, there's the street sign that didn't quite turn out. So that's that. All right. So and then we know Carl's Jr.
Angie's spot. Nate's spot.
Okay, here we have So I don't know for sure whether the ninja dude outside, who was still there when I left and walked on, I'm not sure if he was actually related to the lady that worked in there. I'm guessing he was, just because she didn't shoo him off. But I don't know. So anyway, but yeah, that is the end of that clip. Hey, yeah. This is Adam Browne, the Cowcatster, recording live right now. I'm inside Carl's Jr., the old Carl's Jr. All right. It's my fucking chin. The hat. Yep. Yeah. Come in here and Mary Lou's still working. 35 years later. So, wait a minute. Yep. It's crazy. It's gotta be my mom's age. Gotta be. Close to it anyway. Let's see. Carl's Jr., famous star, Carl's Jr. Good thing there's absolutely nobody in here, except for the guy that just ordered something. So there's like a kickboxing school across the street. So there was this dude, kind of looked like a 50-year-old version of Greg, and he's out there, or maybe Scott. What was Scott? Pete Shaw, maybe Pete Shaw, and he's out there. He's like, wow, and all I said to him was, good job. Ah. He's still out there. I'm doing a sequel to my 2014 podcast. There's hardly anybody's ever watched. I'm sitting in a coveted spot of the minions, but also our lizard. Technically, the spot was actually over there, the bathroom, but we weren't allowed to sit with the cool kids. The cool kids were over here, so I'm sitting here. It's not like Benny's just gonna walk in and go, you can't sit in the cool kids spot. Yeah, we are the dirty kids. We're actually over there. One time, around 88, when LA started, 1988, there was a weirdo in here. It was a ding dong note. My mother and I saw it. Oh, well, she's gonna advertise. How much of the hair? I was just in over at the thing, the White Blossom. She was recovering from hip surgery. So I said, hey, I'm only like a mile and a half from Pine Hill where I am. So I'm going to Pine Hill. Yeah. I'll keep it down. I don't want anybody. There is nobody over there, but there is somebody standing in the lobby. Sounds like another VC guy coming this way. Probably Christian. Or they got rid of the miss. It even looks different from 2014. In 2014, there were different chairs. One time, Jill Rossman claimed that she worked at Carl's Jr. at 13. She didn't. 16. Anyways, I never know. But I did work at a McDonald's once. I didn't like it. Actually, I didn't need extra barbecue sauce, but in there is fine. It's not exactly how I remember. It tastes a little more vegan-y, but fries kind of similar. Right over there, that middle table, that's where you initiated Big Tim. But the initiation was, we're going to put up some salt on the table. So I snort it. Which one of us stops? And he was like, okay. Ew. Nice. Snorted the most salt. So it burns. I like that there's this weird barbecue sign in the background. Yeah, it's the Burger King. So, you know, it's a part of Union. And now there are people in here. And there's this weird sign there. It's really weird camera angle. It's a Metal Bay. Metal Bay! Surreptitious. Nuggets of Pine Hill included. In 1984, January 2. No. Around 89, June. It's gonna be funny because like it's gonna be like 3 or 4 other people, 50 something coming in here, reminiscing about having gone to Pine Hill. That'll be funny. Where's that? The karate guy. It's right over there. It's a good thing that also a karate guy. As a former instructor, he technique. It's all good. No. Although, back in those days, you wouldn't be eating, of course, junior during so long. Yeah, but you're supposed to eat healthy food. Although I eat fast food and martial art training. But I'm not training right now, so haven't gone for years. It looks like a rolling chin, but it's because of the camera. I'm sitting in the coveted spot. This technically where Angie or Nate would sit. What's that? Sometimes turn early. Sometimes. Lisa. Yep. So yeah. The fries are kind of. I'm kind of done with the fries. The Western bacon burger was good. The key thing is, are there still claw marks in the bathroom? Because they took the claw marks off the sidewalk, they're gone. But I knew that from 2014. They redid the sidewalk. I don't think they got the one up there, Jennifer Byron Road. Boston legal reference. Yeah. That's nice. But the burger was interesting. The burger was pretty, a little off. The meat as well. Yeah. Yep. Very good. Yeah. He's got to be my mother's age. Yeah. And if her last name is Rossman, well, that explains the jail thing. I don't think it is, though. We're fine. And what's funny is there was somebody else with a similar order, and she called up first, and then she was all like, she had the same order. And then she delivered this over to the table. Did she recognize? This was 35 years. But I was here in 2014, so that could have been an issue. She's got to be 80, somewhere around there. A little younger than my mother. Anyway, that's still pretty old for working at Browne. Here we have ice cold. Well, it's not icy anymore. Oh yeah, by the way, this is sewer soda. And the sewer soda is you mix all of the drinks together. There's iced tea, Dr. Pepper, Coke. The cherry Coke was out. So, and Pepsi. Actually, it didn't have Pepsi, so it was Coke, cherry Coke, and no Fanta. So it didn't have Fanta. So it was a dark sewer soda. Pineapple. Legend. Carl Jr. Still crazy after all these years. Yes, that wouldn't cause you trouble. That's weird. You know, the spot. It's a coveted spot. So yeah, I walked into the wrong bathroom, which is funny. Nobody was in there, fortunately. There was a transgender bathroom with male and female. And then there was a female bathroom. But there was no male bathroom. So there used to be the male bathroom. Just by Pavlovian response. Nobody was in there. So then I walked out and then embarrassingly said, I went in the wrong bathroom. Oh well. Nobody was in there. It's fine. Yeah. It wasn't as janky as the men's one. Nobody said anything. There were two people in the store during the thing. They didn't care. No music was playing, so everything should be fine with music. And it's bizarre that Carl's Jr. lady is still there after 35 years. Yeah. But yeah, so kind of already said what I said about that. And Carl's Jr., yeah, tastes the same, kind of, pretty much.
So this used to be Valley Christian High School here, and it is now a mall, shopping mall. There's Carl Jr. across the street, and messed up. I don't want to piss him off. Anyway, so yeah, that's the mall. There's nothing really that way. There's Five Guys over there, but I don't want to go right behind.
Slideshow in front of the Valley Christian. Okay, in front of the Carl's Jr. across from Valley Christian. That's where it was. It's now a square mall, another strip mall. It used to be a high school. I weren't looking to get in any mischief as I'm walking to Carl's Jr. the normal walk that we usually do. Back in the day, there's the mall. It's not that interesting though. I mean, it's just a mall. It used to be Valley Christian High School. It was the same place. Yeah, so this is the walk to Pine Hill. Carl's Jr. to get breakfast. Usually just breakfast. When we were juniors and seniors, we could go to lunch there and come back. But yeah, breakfast, lunch, yeah. So we've subsisted on Carl's Jr. food. That Western bacon cheeseburger. Also, it's kind of funny that, like, you know, that dude is still out there. I think he's just schizo. He's bonkers. He's still out there, and he's like doing like martial art forms and shit. Now my guess is that he's a descendant of Jill, son possibly. And he just stands out there and does martial arts all day. It kind of makes sense. This is vaguely related to cow cat, so it makes all the sense in the world. Anyway, so we have over here we have a mall again. Used to be Valley Christian High School. It's kind of a trip that, like, the late Joyce Palmer was like 47. It's older than the other counselors when that happened last season. Steve Clark was 29 last season. I guess she was kind of long in the tooth. And now that I'm 51 and a half, it's like, I'm almost 52. It's like, it doesn't seem like that long ago. But yeah, I'm older than her. And of all the minions, there's Angie, who has 4 kids now. Some of them have gotten into trouble, of course. And Tim's got a kid. His wife Annie. I think he's like 4, or something like that. Danny or Solomon or something. And yeah, so Jim Buffkin we haven't seen since 2017. Can't find him. One of these days I'm gonna have to go to, I don't think they've moved from Conestoga Way too, so even if I went there I wouldn't know. They wouldn't know. Whoever occupying that house would be like, who are you? You know? So there's more of that mall. So part of it is an athletic center thing. Yeah, so they left part of the building as this athletic center place, and there's apparently a lot of those around there. A lot of fitnessy places and gyms and things. Not sure how much the area is developed in terms of that, what they're doing. It still looked kind of ghetto, but it wasn't like lower end ghetto. They had nice cars in driveways and houses and things. It didn't look like it was too old, just old neighborhood. So yeah, and Pine Hill looked a mess. It looks like it's about to be demoed. So yeah. John, Mark's cars, and Browne. Yeah, the lady recognized the old lady in there. She recognized me. That was Adam smiled, and she's like, "Oh, I know who you are." But yeah, I remember you. I have less hair and a little more punch. So yeah, I was really skinny when I was in high school. Skinny when I was at Junction too. I never really got that big. I was always a swimmer's build. I was always quick, but all over the place quick. Like not quick, like accurate, just quick. Anyway, so yeah. Here we are, the beautiful place of the beautiful people. The giant rose bush back there. That thing used to be like small, and they just let it grow out of hand, and it went up the wall, and it's just everywhere. It's quite lovely, and it's in season. Yeah, so we have Pine Hill that is apparently being used as 3 different Montessori's, and those are kids' schools, basically, little kids' school, or an athletic center for athletes and dancers and ninjas, apparently. I'm not sure how they're teaching ninja. That's not really a real thing, but it is in fiction among the ex-Jenners, so why not? I don't think that there's the rose bush. I don't think that actually Jamie was involved. He just liked calling himself a ninja. I was the true ninja there. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah, we were strange. But this is the school this is where the Star Trek people got their ideas for Next Generation. That's the school. So there you go. And including the apple tossing scene. So yeah, yeah, that back area looked trashy. It looked kind of a mess. There were people going in and out though, so it wasn't like it was completely gone. I know it kind of looks deserted, but here's, yeah, it looks way jankier than it used to. Kind of how I left it. Yeah, so of all the minions, Tim was not the most likely to work at a Pine Hill. John was definitely not. He didn't like kids. Me, I would be the most likely to. So yeah, kids club, church group thing. Work with troubled, messed up kids at a janky school in Milpitas. Yeah, so that's what to do. Volunteer over there at a Pine Hill. So it's like, but it's for the kids. It's a primary side. So there was a primary side to the school, used to be, and there was other art people here. Yeah, and then there was a high school side, and the junior high, kind of in the middle. No, there are people here. So yeah. So I will not cause too much attention to myself, except that I'm going to walk by. Yes. Okay, so let's switch it around.
Janky. They're not that janky to mess up. Okay, Joyce Palmer's house is down that street. I think Rick Wagner's was probably down that street.
There were several cars lined up, going in and out, picking up and dropping off. I guess picking up their children. It was, I guess it was it was after school, so technically, so should have been all right. But no, they were picking them up. Yeah, and so there was. It would have been weird if I walked around over there like doing that. There's a sign up saying they're going to redevelop that area, but somebody has spray painted over it with tagger marks. Zathuf, Dathbab, or some weird. Looks like an Indian script of some kind. But it's still an athletic center, so I don't know what's going on. Also, they tore down the two pine trees. They tore down the one big one when I was there. They left the other one, which grew up big after a while. So now it's not Pine Hill, it's just hill without the pine. Huh. Anyway, Al Metzler sign's gone too. And yeah, so you have a really, sports center gymnastics thing. I'm assuming that's temporary if they ever get around to redeveloping the land. Yeah, too bad I'm not rich. Just buy it up and say, I want this to be a historical site. So yeah, I put on a mask here because they're all wearing masks. So yeah, so the far end over there where the high school used to be is a bilingual Montessori school. So it's like the Randall School from Kids Club, basically. This end is a preschool, and the middle is a athletic center kind of place where they allegedly train ninjas. That sounds something like right out of Jamie Mezzyland. I'm saying, should train ninjas. All right, so yeah, they didn't say anything when I walked over there, but I didn't really want to take any pictures right there because, you know, there's kids in there and adults and stuff. So I figured, better not miss them. But I did explain myself that I went to high school when it was a high schooler. They didn't care. So yeah, so they probably didn't even know that they used to be high school. Anyway, so the A.L. Metzler sign is gone. Here is Pine Hill, and that's just wild. On the set of Pine Hill here. I think there would actually be any school going on August 1st, but I guess maybe the school year starts early, so there's school going on August 1st. Maybe it's year round, I don't know. But yeah, there was no, it wasn't like 2014 where they were all, oh no, we can't come in. No, they didn't care. Probably could have gone up to the office, but I thought, yeah, they don't know who I am. Could be some weirdo with a mask on. Huh. Anyway, Al Metzler sign's gone too. And yeah, so you have a really, sports center gymnastics thing. I'm assuming that's temporary if they ever get around to redeveloping the land. Yeah, too bad I'm not rich. Just buy it up and say, I want this to be a historical site. But I'm not, so. Pine Hills Historical Society. We have to make it look like the 80s again. So yeah, back to the mask. So next section. Yeah, so this time, unlike last time, they didn't mind me standing there and looking around and stuff. They figured I was looking for something. I was lost. One person asked from their car. I said I used to go to high school here when it was a high school. They were all okay. Just drove off. Oh yeah, so try to do the Pine Hill salute with a hat here. Pine Hill salute. Pine Hill. It isn't anymore though. It's a youth lounge thingy. Yeah, so it's pretty janky. We got some claw marks. Yeah, only the 61 now. 62. There's another athletic building. A lot of athletic buildings around. Yeah. There's the bench. There's the bench. The bench. Oh, the bench where the blazing backpack was born, as well as the Beamer Basher Nathan Smasher. That being a bicycle mirror, which was used to blind him before he attacked with the sunlight, which only works in one direction at one time. So it only worked once. But the blazing backpack worked several times. The infamous Greg ball kicking scene, that was, I think that's the other bus stop where that happened. It was down there. But yeah, they cut back all the ivy over on Jennifer Byron over here, so you can actually see into the back area over here. Just thought that'd be kind of funny to go over there. Yeah. I think they replaced the fence once, but some pieces of it are the old fence, so I'm not sure. It just was overgrown with ivy. Yeah. So when it was A.L. Metzler, it was built with a native, but sponsored by the Native Sons of the Golden West. And in the 50s, there was a sign out front that said A.L. Metzler Elementary. And then Pine Hill Second Start got it used because they were like, no, not going to use the building. So we ended up there. Tim and Angie were actually earlier, so they were there earlier. Then they went into the subclass. So yeah. So anyway. Yeah, and it's no longer here, but I will show you where the SDF-1 set was. So the primary grades used to be on this side, and over there was the kiddie play area. That was kind of where it was, over there. Oh, that's the back of some of the other rooms, kiddie side. So it was over there. It's completely gone. They kept some of the forward play, not that. Looks like they tore down all of the ivy. As I mentioned in my 2014 video, there was a means for us to escape the school when the ivy was tall, and you could go into this little door in the back. This baseball field, although the baseball field from our day was on the other side, on Byron, way over there. That's new. That's a new work in that. It was not there. That's new. So it's weird that they have a ninja school. Strangely ironic. Nice. I guess I'll this is like the preschool. I'll drive. It's home there.
And yeah, it's not like we would have escaped the school and accomplish anything by doing so. We could. Okay, there's the way over there in the distance. It's the self class, which most of the junior high years are self class. I don't think I can zoom in from here. Oh, there we go. There it is. There's self class. Yeah. I don't think I can go in.
Okay, there's no more slide blips. There's just this little shot of the...
They tore all that ivy down. Tore all the ivy down, Angie. It's all gone. Here's the remains of it. Put the trash in its place. It's cool looking though. Yeah. Oh. Yeah. The street named after one of the students, or one of the students named after the streets. Jennifer Byron. It's Jennifer. Yes. Let's see. I didn't see the Josh Browne tree in the corner. I've got a closer view of the self class over here. Here's the sneak-in place. I'm not going through it. Don't worry. There it is. Not yet. Yeah. So we attended the Pine Hill School from January of '84. I was halfway through the 7th grade, and January of '84 to roughly January of '89. I graduated early from Pine Hill and ended up in junior college for 5 years because I didn't know what I was doing, among other things. At Evergreen, and on to San Jose State for another 4, leading into the 90s, all the way through the 90s. I was in college for a bunch of years, 9 years in college after that. Basically getting the high school education I didn't really get at Pine Hill. Yeah, so although the social emotional thing was a good thing, they didn't allow the bullies or anything like that. They didn't allow other bad things that happened back in the day. They stopped there was a weirdo in our neighborhood that was doing stuff to us, let's just say, and he shouldn't have been. Got arrested. Yeah, so they stopped that, among other things. But yeah, Pine Hill. I went to high school. It'd be fun to go back here and check it out because I was halfway there, more than halfway there, so I figured I'd go over here. And yeah, this is a return to Pine Hill. I'll bring Mark's cards back for his anniversary would be 2026. Well, mine would be 2024. So why don't we do it twice? 2024 and 2026. Just to stand out here and go like, hey, okay, whatever. We'll see. Probably another 8 years. But it is funny that Mary Lou was still working there. She's ancient now. No, that's sad that she's still there. But yeah, so I had dreams about this place. And it's interesting that it has become basically an elementary daycare place and a lingual place, because like that's kind of what the Pine Hill moved to Andover and then it moved to Lee, and I think it's somewhere else now. So it's somewhere else. It's in a third place. But all these Montessoris and Second Starts kind of merged and broke off. And there's a Montessori near the house that used to be old elementary school that was Murphy went to before Senate, and that was interesting. So yeah, then went there. The interesting that places like Randall and Rose Randall's a bilingual school for kind of troubled kids and stuff, and the other one, Rose is not the same, but it's a little more upscale, just a hair more upscale. But yeah. So of all the minions, I was the one likely to go back to a Pine Hill type school and help out there. Because yeah, I just didn't want to leave. But yeah. It's not something Jim Buffkin would have done. No, not do that. That's something John would have done. But no, I haven't gone back to this particular one. Although this time, I was not chased off campus like in 2014.
because, well, I sort of explained myself. So I said, yeah. I said, go here when it was a high school. Don't worry about it. They're all okay. You can come over here. Yeah, you can stand in the doorway. Just don't take any pictures. Okay. Yeah, they didn't want any pictures of kids because, that's weird. I wouldn't have done that anyway, so I didn't do that. But yeah, they were kind of inside. Yeah, ninjas. That's funny. It's like these places, ninjas. Yeah, I hope you get your fix of Pine Hill. It's kind of janky here. Middle of nowhere. Now we gotta head a block down this way as far as I can. I pass by the old service merchandise and the old Fry's Foods so that I can explain the combination of Fry's Foods and that other one. I'm not going to walk that far. I'm going to walk down to where that was, near service merchandise, or what was service merchandise. But yeah, Pine Hill was, so we were sheltered in this little school on the edge of wherever. We're in the edge of wherever right here. And college was tough because we didn't really know what we were doing. But we got through it. I got a degree, English, in 1998, and then another one in journalism in 2008. Because I had learned, well, not the only reason, but I had also learned that two other ex-Pine Hill students had gone after me and gotten a college degree, so I had to get two so that I was higher up than them still. Because for the longest time, I was the only one that had one in our graduating class, and the one before. So I had to go and get another one. That's what Angie commented on the phone at the time when I was taking the journalism stuff. I was like, because she got a degree in something, so she's like, well, you have to go and get another one, right? Second. Now you have to get a third one. Yeah, I'm a teacher. Cal Hills or something. I tried that. Cal Hills was the Milpitas version of Pine Hill. All the bad kids, and used to be, and it was strict requirements that at the time were too high for me to go there. I knew people, but knew Betty Wong and some other people, but no, wasn't to be at all. So I didn't do it. So I didn't do that. So vicariously through the church, I go to the thing. Yeah. So, we're down the road here. It's quite a bit different than it used to.
Service merchandise and Fry's Fry's Foods. Here on the street, it's gone. Fry's Foods was Fry's Foods for a while, but then a little store called McDuff. Nobody undersells McDuff, the electronics store. They wanted to compete with Circuit City, so they were like, let's merge with Fry's Foods. We'll call ourselves Fry's Electronics. True story. All right. This is the other bus stop. Going out. Get out of here.
Anyway. We were strange. But this is the school this is where the Star Trek people got their ideas for Next Generation. That's the school. So there you go. And including the apple tossing scene. So that back area looked trashy. It looked kind of a mess. There were people going in and out though, so it wasn't like it was completely gone. Yeah. Okay, now going to the next section. No kitties. No kitties. So going to the next section where we're there were several cars lined up going in and out, picking up and dropping off. I guess picking up their children. It was I guess it was after school, so technically, so should have been all right, but no, they were picking them up. Yeah, and so there was. It would have been weird if I like walked around over there like doing that. There's a sign up saying they're going to redevelop that area, but somebody has spray painted over it with tagger marks. Zathuf, Bathbab, or some weird. Looks like an Indian script of some kind. But it's still an athletic center, so I don't know what's going on. Also, they tore down the 2 pine trees. They tore down the one big one when I was there. They left the other one, which grew up big after a while. So now it's not Pine Hill, it's just hill without the pine. Huh. Anyway, El Metzler sign's gone too. And yeah, so you have a really, sports center gymnastics thing. I'm assuming that's temporary if they ever get around to redeveloping the land. Yeah, too bad I'm not rich. Just buy it up and say, I want this to be a historical site. But I'm not, so. Pine Hills, a historical society. We have to make it look like the 80s again. So yeah, back to the mask. So next section. Yeah, so this time, unlike last time, they didn't mind me standing there and looking around and stuff. They figured I was looking for something. I was lost. One person asked from their car. I said I used to go to high school here when it was a high school. They were all okay. Just drove off. Oh yeah, so so I'm just here to reminisce about stuff. And then at the gate, they said, you can't come in here. I said, okay. So yeah, they were at the gate. I couldn't come there. They didn't ask who I was. They just didn't want me to go in there. But that was okay, because I didn't want to go in the gate. Go to the office and ask them or something. That's what they said, I think. And I couldn't find the office, so I turned around. So I did attempt, but yeah, I'm thinking that they didn't want to creep them out. Anyway, so. We don't talk about. Okay, there's no more slide lips. There's just this little shot of the base here, little thing, self class. You can add that at the end here if you want. Little shot of the. Okay, I got a shot of the self class, really brief here, and self class. Well, side of it. Yeah, so that was it for the slideshow pictures. So you can put this all together and string it into the story, the narration. For each section of pictures. I don't know if that'll work.